Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's the flyest vlogger on the planet. My name is Showtime Lazar. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great, positive, productive day as always. You know I got hip hop news, cultural updates, and everything like that for you guys today. But before we do any and all that, you know what you got to do. See that subscribe button on your screen right there. I need you to click that, turn that bell icon on so each and every time one of my videos drop, the content that I'm providing to you, you don't miss it. Let's get into it, y'all. Drop my intro. YouTube, what up, though? All right, guys. So, let's start this thing off by talking about the very tragic situation and involves Tyre Nichols. Rest in peace to that young brother, man. He was tragically killed by 5 Memphis police officers during a traffic stop, I guess you could call it, or they pulled him over for reckless driving is what the reports say. Now, here's what I want to say and discuss about that situation. It is very sad that as a black man, we have to not only be afraid of racist white people, but our own kind. You know, every day you go out that door as a black man, our head got to be on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you grow up in the hood. Head got to be on the swivel. And then once you make it out of that, from having to have your head on the swivel in your own neighborhood, then you get to neighborhoods where people don't look like you. So now they're constantly waiting for you to mess up and wanting to get rid of you. Now you have to deal with police officers who could either be racist or could either just not like black people or want to annihilate us as a whole. It's just despicable, okay? The idea that 5 black people, 5 black men consciously was like, let's murder another black man. Something else is going on with that story. I just really don't understand how 5 black men who saw this, who you had to know that over the course of the last 5, 6, 7 years, police and black men interactions haven't been good. Now, that's just the last few years. Over the course of probably about 20, 30 years, the interaction between police and black men aren't good. And now you see an opportunity to show that the interaction between black men and police officers can actually be good, and yet you don't make that connection. Disappointing. Okay. Again, rest in peace to Tyre Nichols. Sending prayers and healing energy to his family. Another thing I want to discuss real quick: the comments made by Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock is another one of those black people we put in a category that I put in a category with what's her name, Candace Owens, and a few others. Right? The reason I put him in that category is because he's one of those black individuals who tends to pretend like issues in America that black people face don't exist, or they're made up, or they tend to, he ignores them. You know what I'm saying? So anytime Jason Whitlock is involved in a situation, a lot of times it goes in one and out the other, because I don't feel like he's connected to the culture enough for him to really have an educated opinion on stuff. He can have an opinion, but I feel like he kind of dumbs it down, or it's kind of null and void, I should say. Not dumbs it down, but null and void, because it's not coming from an educated place. It's coming from a place of very sophisticated ignorance, as Kanye West once quoted. But that's what it sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? To say that the actions of the officers came from single parent black moms. Like, what the hell do that got to do with anything? Like, why would you just place that blame on single moms, given that single black moms are doing the best they can to raise these black men? in general, not those police officers, but just in general. So those comments were just ignorant in my opinion, and he's an idiot for saying that. But let me know how you guys feel about the whole situation in the comments below. What are your thoughts, opinions, all that good stuff? Let me know in my comments below. All right, guys, on to the next story here. So let's talk about this situation with LeBron James and that foul call, or that not foul call, that happened over the weekend. Lakers versus Celtics in the last few seconds of the fourth quarter. Lakers versus Celtics. LeBron James drives to the basket. He gets fouled. And as you can see on your screen right here, has a wild reaction to the non-foul call. All right, so here's what I want to say about that. I'm not going to make this story very long just because it's very simple here. NBA refs have been known to publicly say that, well, before I get into that, the NBA officials did apologize for saying that they blew the call and said that they, they're trying their best to be the best referees that they can be. But, they just blew the call. We've seen NBA refs apologize for this, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Here's what I want to say about that. NBA refs have publicly said that in the last few seconds of games, they don't want to be responsible for a team winning or losing the game. Therefore, they won't make calls like that. Right? So, LeBron driving to the basket, he 100% was fouled. But they're not going to call that just because, let's say they call that and LeBron James goes to the foul line and he hits 2 free throws. I think it's going to be like 0.1 second left on the clock. So therefore, Boston has no opportunity to win the game. I think the only time that they're going to make a call like that is if and only if it was a blatant, like they would have had to knock LeBron out of the air in order for him to get that call. Was it a foul? Absolutely. But in order for him to get that call at the end of a game, it would have had to been so obvious, like a very falling out the sky type of foul for him to get that call. Otherwise, a little scrape on the arm, a little pat on the stomach, pat on the head fouls, they ain't calling that at the end of the game, bro. You're going to have to do a lot more acting than that, Brian, to get that type of call. But that's just what I want to say about that, man. And LeBron knows this. NBA players, they know this. They not getting that call at the end of the game. The refs feel like we're going to take the game out of our hands and put it into the players' hands. So if you're going to make the shot, you're going to make it. If you're not, you're not. But it's not going to be due to us giving you free throws in order to win or lose games. That's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think the refs should have blew the foul and gave LeBron those free throws? Or do you think that, they should leave it out of their hands and keep it in the players' hands? Let me know all that in the comments below. All right, y'all, and the last few things I want to discuss with you guys today before I get up out of here. So, Lotto, some fan commented on a picture of Lotto, and apparently her drawers was showing. Some panties Lotto had on, some cheetah print panties were showing in 2 different photos. And the fan commented, ain't got enough money to buy a new pair of panties or change your panties or something like that. So Lotto decided to get on social media and show the multiple pair of cheetah print panties. Not only did she do that, she sold a pair of those panties on eBay that are now going for, last time I checked, it was like $80,000 or $90,000. Here's what I want to say about that. That is the weird thing about being rich and famous, and social media. I do not have the patience. I would not have the patience or I wouldn't care if somebody saw my drawers and told me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna prove to you that I got multiple pair of drawers. That's what you zoomed in on? You know how much time you got to have on your hands to zoom in on somebody's drawers that they wearing? You literally just sitting behind the desk scrolling at her photos all day to notice details, fine details like they draw. And I just don't like that Lotto decided to showcase that she has multiple pair of underwear. And she's not the only celebrity I've seen do that. They like to correct things for people that they don't know. That's a stranger. Who cares what they think about the type of drawers that you got? And it went viral just because she was able to put 2 photos next to each other. But that's some corny stuff in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about that whole situation. Also, who's paying $90,000 for her dirty drawers? Like, that's wild. You know what I mean? Like, why would you pay that much for somebody's underwear? And even if they're clean, she said she bought them from Target. So if you wanted those drawers that bad, just go to Target where she paid, I don't know, $5-6 and get the same pair of underwear. That's just my opinion. Kodak Black. Let's talk about this real quick. So 2 incidents with Kodak Black. So first off, Charlamagne the God went viral for saying that he believes that Kodak Black is a GOAT, and he puts him in the same category as Kendrick Lamar. I don't disagree that Kodak Black will be a GOAT or has the potential to be a GOAT. The problem with Kodak Black is I'm not putting him in the category with Kendrick Lamar. I think Charlamagne is wilding with that one. But I also feel like as far as hits go, Kodak Black definitely can deliver a hit, just like a Kendrick Lamar. But the problem with Kodak is he hasn't put together a project, an album that we can say is, you know, one of his, like a great project. Like, he has no album that we say that we can listen to front to back, that we can say, yeah, this is Kodak's best album, or compare it to other albums. Like, I haven't heard anybody do that with Kodak Black albums. Now, his music, we definitely can say single wise or verses that he's put out great, you know, songs and great features. But as far as a complete project, he hasn't done it yet. So that's the only thing that's keeping him from being in that GOAT conversation. And when he does, there's no denying that he could definitely be mentioned in the GOAT conversation, at least for the new rappers. So Charlamagne's wrong, but not completely. And he's right, but not completely, if that makes any sense. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Do you think Kodak Black is going to be a GOAT? Or do you think Charlamagne was just wilding and he was just talking out the side of his neck? Speaking of Kodak Black, though, he was supposed to perform in Detroit over the weekend, but he was late to the venue. He tried to pay the venue to perform so fans weren't disappointed. I posted a video on my show and tell vlog page. Only thing I want to say about that is, so he was supposed to perform at Little Caesars Arena. Those arenas are very strict on time, so that's probably why they didn't let him perform. Now, if he was performing at a smaller venue, they might have let him got on stage and did like 2-3 songs. But because, I don't want people to think like Kodak Black just said F the city. I'm almost positive it was due to the arenas, and that would have happened at any other arena. If he was in another city, when you perform at those basketball, football, baseball stadiums, they ain't playing that late stuff. If you supposed to go on at 7:30, you got to get on and off that stage at the time that they give you, because they strict with the time. They don't play that. Okay, especially here. I mean, but I've heard that other cities, they've had that issue too, where performers arrive late and they don't get to perform. I'm not sure why Kodak was late, but at the end of the day, they don't care about artists being who they are. That late stuff, or I arrive fast and be late. If you miss your time, you just miss your time. That's all that is. So, but I hope Kodak Black makes it right and, you know, come perform for the city again, which I'm pretty sure he will. Detroit loves Kodak. Kodak loves Detroit. So it's going to be, he'll be able to patch it up. But it's just unfortunate because people paid their money to go see him and he wasn't there. So, but that's all the time I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And until next time, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.